The movie kicks off in Vietnam during the American War in 1968. We see a squad of American soldiers in the jungle under the rain. They're trying to radio into headquarters, but they can't get through. Right then, some strange creature from the jungle attacks them and takes them out one by one until the last man is left. 3 days later, we see another combat unit called Fletcher's Squad. They're sneaking into a Vietnamese base, and they get into a firefight, trading shots. After a long battle, they manage to take over the place, free the American soldiers who were locked up, and get them on a chopper. But then the squad leader, Becker, gets a recall order for another mission from Colonel Watts. They're bummed because they haven't even had a break from the mission they just finished. Still, they have to go to the military headquarters. There, Colonel Watts talks to them and tells them about the new mission they're going to pull off. He explains that a squad hasn't come back from their mission in the valley for 3 days, and they lost contact with them. Their job is to go to the valley, look for them, and bring them back, no matter what danger they face. He doesn't give them any details about the mission the missing squad was on, saying it's classified. They want to know more info, but he orders them to execute the mission without questions and get ready. Sure enough, that night, a chopper takes them to the jungle area where the previous squad was on a mission. They get off the chopper and find huge footprints, bigger than even an elephant's feet. They have no clue what this giant creature is. They decide to follow the tracks, hoping they might lead them to the missing squad. As they move through the jungle, they hear sounds of weird creatures all around them, so they move carefully. Suddenly, something grabs their leader, Becker, by the leg and drags him into the dark. Becker empties his machine gun clip at it until the creature lets go and runs off. His squad reaches him, and they don't know what grabbed his leg. They decide to get out of that spot because it's dangerous. At the same time, we see a squad of Russian soldiers moving through the jungle too. Then the last soldier gets attacked by a dinosaur that tears his head off. When the rest of the soldiers realize he's gone, they look for him until they find him dead like that. They immediately assume the Americans killed him and swear they'll get revenge. We cut back to the American squad. They get to a cave and decide to go in and check it out. They move through the dark cave, but then small dinosaurs show up because this is their nest. The soldiers immediately open fire on them, and the dinosaurs try to attack them. The soldiers pull back from the cave, but Sergeant Becker and the soldier Lion exit through another opening and get separated from the rest of the squad. They have to move together, not understanding what those strange creatures were that attacked them in the cave. They keep going through the jungle until they find a giant dinosaur sleeping in front of them. They stay quiet so it doesn't wake up. But then small dinosaurs show up and make noise, and the giant dinosaur wakes up. Becker and Lion quickly run from it as it chases them. They try shooting it, but it doesn't seem hurt. They keep running until the next morning. They're still trying to escape the dinosaur. They get out of the jungle and reach a cliff with a river below. The dinosaur shows up behind them, so they decide to jump off the cliff into the river. After the jump, Becker finds Lion passed out. He pulls him out of the water. Then a woman on the shore comes over, helps him pull Lion out, and gets him to safety. They wake Lion up. The woman introduces herself as Sophia, a Russian. She invites them to hide out with her in the bunker she lives in before the dinosaur attacks again. Becker agrees to go with her. Sophia takes them to the bunker, lets them in, and closes the gate, telling them they'll be safe. Sophia sits down, pulls out a syringe with a painkiller, and injects herself. Becker wants to know why she's in Vietnam. Sophia tells him the bunker was a secret Russian facility, but everyone died and she's the only one left. But Becker doesn't buy it. He feels like she's hiding a lot more and doesn't want to talk. Becker radios Colonel Watts and tells him what happened and that they're facing dinosaurs. He's pissed that Watts hid this from them before sending them on the mission. He asks him to get choppers ready to come get them. He tells him he'll look for the rest of his squad, and once he finds them, he'll radio their location so they can send the choppers. Becker ignores Colonel Watts' orders and cuts off the radio. He then decides they need to leave the bunker and have Sophia guide them to find the rest of his squad. At the same time, his squad is moving through the valley. Suddenly, they get fired upon by the Russian soldiers. They take cover and trade fire with them. But the sound of the gunfire brings out flying dinosaurs hovering above them. The Russian soldiers shoot at the dinosaurs, scared, and the dinosaurs start attacking and eating them. The American soldiers take advantage of this, move fast, and run toward the jungle. One of them gets shot in the leg. They stop to rest a bit. Becker, Sophia, and Lion reach them, having followed the sound of the gunfire. Becker tells them he called for choppers to come get them. But then they hear dinosaur sounds close by. Small, fast-moving dinosaurs appear. They shoot at them, but one of the dinosaurs grabs the soldier Logan by the leg. They quickly follow it to catch up. We see the dinosaur brutally eats Logan. Logan stabs the dinosaur in the head with his knife. The soldiers get there and shoot the dinosaur, and it runs away. Logan's injuries are serious, and he's in pain. They carry him and rush him to Sophia's bunker. They give him first aid because he lost a lot of blood. They prepare a painkiller shot to give him, but Sophia quietly takes the syringe to inject herself because she's addicted to painkillers. Becker goes after her, surprised by her behavior, and asks for an explanation. Sophia confesses that the secret Russian facility had a nuclear collider built inside, and they were conducting experiments to develop a superhuman weapon against America. But the experiment accidentally created a miniature black hole, or time warp, which caused a gap between the past and present. A bunch of dinosaurs from an ancient era crossed through the hole. Sophia continues that not all the Russians in the facility died. They were under the command of a general named Borden. When the dinosaurs attacked the facility, they killed a lot of them, but General Borden and the rest moved to another location to rebuild the nuclear collider. Right then, the dinosaurs try to break through the bunker gate to get inside. Sophia tells them there's another exit and says there's an emergency raft they can use to escape on the river. Becker is hesitant because they can't move the soldier Logan because his injuries are too bad. But Logan decides to sacrifice himself and asks them to leave him and escape. They have no choice but to say goodbye to him, saddened, and they leave him. The dinosaurs break into the place, and Logan sets off a bomb, blowing himself up and the dinosaurs. The rest of the squad gets to the other side. We see them later moving on the boat in the river. Becker talks to his soldiers, saying they didn't want any of this to happen or to lose Logan. But what's done is done. Now they have to finish the previous squad's mission, go to the facility where the nuclear collider is, and destroy it because it's a huge risk to the world. A few of his soldiers object, saying that's not their job. Becker responds, telling them their job is to protect the world from a big danger like this. He manages to convince them to keep going. The boat keeps moving down the river until they reach the other side of the valley. They head toward the facility location. At night, they get to the facility. Becker gives instructions to his squad, and they start moving and sneaking in. They take out a couple of guards as they sneak in. We see General Borden with his soldiers. They show him a small dinosaur they killed because it snuck into the facility. But they don't realize that what they did was a bad idea because the dinosaur's mom shows up. When she finds her baby dead, she gets angry and attacks them. They run from her. The dad dinosaur shows up, and the two of them start eating the soldiers and tearing the place apart. Borden quickly runs and goes into the nuclear collider room. He orders them to turn on the collider so they can use it. But then Becker and his squad burst in with their weapons and order them not to move. Sophia tells Becker she'll try to shut down the collider because it's running. Becker orders his soldiers to plant explosives on the collider and get ready to destroy it once Sophia shuts it down. Borden then shows up. He can't believe that after all the sacrifice and effort, they're going to destroy his dream. He tells them he won't let them do it, but they immediately shoot him. Sophia gets close to him and points her gun at him, angry at him. Borden provokes her to kill him, but she decides not to finish him off with her own hands and let him die in the collider explosion. Sophia goes back and tries to stop the collider, and she succeeds. The power goes out in the facility. But then they see small dinosaurs outside. A huge number of small dinosaurs came to the location and are pouring into the hallway toward them. They throw a smoke grenade, shoot at them, and fall back toward the other exit. We see Borden trying to turn the collider back on, but a dinosaur appears next to him and finishes him off. Becker's squad is moving through the collider tunnel, and the dinosaurs are chasing them. The dinosaurs attack one of them, and they can't save him, so they leave him. Becker lures the dinosaurs to follow him into the tunnel so he can give Sophia and the other soldier a chance to escape. At the same time, American Army choppers arrive outside. They see Sophia and the soldier running toward them, with the dinosaurs chasing them from behind. They open fire heavily on the dinosaurs. Becker, running in the tunnel, throws hand grenades at the dinosaurs chasing him. A dinosaur attacks him. Becker stabs it with a knife, but he can't escape before the explosion. In his final moments, he's content and happy with his sacrifice. A huge explosion happens in the collider. The American choppers have already taken off and are flying away from the area. On the chopper, Colonel Watts chews them out because they followed their leader, Becker, destroyed the nuclear collider, and disobeyed orders. Sophia tells him it had to happen, but then they see the dinosaurs are still alive and are moving out of the valley after the explosion. So the dinosaur threat hasn't ended, because there'll definitely be a new threat wherever they go. The movie ends.